Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the San Antonio Football Network. Thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. In this video, I have a very special guest. He is Jeremy Hunt, quarterback of the Texas Syndicate of the Continental Football League. Good morning, Jeremy. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so very much. All right. So, Jeremy, we have spoken before. The last time we spoke was at the Rose and Lion Pub about
Yes.
6 months ago. So,
Yeah. Dang, it was 6 months already.
yeah. So, can you catch us up on what's been going on since the last time we spoke?
All right. Since the last time we spoke, Jeremy has joined a new team, the Texas Syndicate. We are part of the Continental Football League, and we're a team based out in Central Austin. So
right.
that's kind of what's new in the game for Jeremy right now.
Excellent. Anything going on, update in your personal life?
Let's see. Working at Boeing now as a supply chain analyst.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I was there yet. 6 months ago. No, I definitely was not. Yeah, besides that, that's really about it. Everything else is still really the same. Just job change a little bit, and then team name change just a hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, life has been pretty similar. Football and work.
Excellent. So how was your experience with the Caballeros and all of that? How did that shape your outlook in joining the Texas Syndicate?
Well, it was kind of interesting because it almost kind of ended my whole career, when we ended up not even playing or having a team because the funding that we thought that we had didn't end up being there. And then, I started working at Boeing and I was like, I think I lost some again.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool. But I started working at Boeing, and then I was like, maybe corporate America isn't that bad. It's all right. Silver plate, in my opinion. But and then about like a week after I accepted the job at Boeing, Quincy Workman, who's the owner of Texas Syndicate, he was our marketing director with the Caballeros. He contacted me just kind of asking on if, football was something that I still wanted to do. Like, was it something I still wanted to be a part of? And if so, he wanted me to be the quarterback for his new team that he was starting up. And it took me a couple of days to really think about it, just because I was like, like, do I really want to, like, just get preparing for a season not to happen is always a tough thing. And then especially then having a job, then it's like, I got bills to pay. I'm getting older. Like, this whole normal life thing isn't that bad. Uh, things like that. So it took me a couple of days to kind of think about what it was I really wanted to do. And, I was just like, well, I was ready to play this year, and if I just keep working out, then it'll roll on into the next year. So I was like, I'm definitely going to give this one more shot to go and just see where this dream can take me, and this opportunity. And especially I think because it was Mr. Workman, just our relationship that we have with, I played with his son, Q, and so I've known him for a little bit, and then just going to all the different events that he put together and just seeing his work and effort that he put in, I just knew and had a feeling that this was going to be something that I think could be good, and believed in him and his ability to bring in the marketing and the financials that are needed to actually start up a team and get all that going. So once I kind of had all that go, I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just keep going on. Let's just keep working and keep going and see where it takes us. So that's kind of the beginnings of how it all really got started.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So head coach Michael Coleman, he
Yes.
brings some credibility to the team. Have you been able to get a chance to speak with him yet? And if so, what piece of wisdom has he already shared with you that's starting to click with you?
Yeah. So actually, crazy enough, he and I met before.
Oh, okay.
I was doing one of the UFL showcases last year in Dallas, and he was there. And believe it or not, just when I was leaving afterwards, I was walking out, and I had saw him, and I was like, I don't think I spoke to him yet. So I walked up and introduced myself, and then kept going on, and then what was that? Probably about a couple weeks ago, ended up getting a call, and he was like, "I bet you don't remember me, do you?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I can't say that. I can't say that I do." And yeah, so he and I have had a couple of conversations, but I just really love his energy and just his mindset about what he brings to the game. One huge thing for me is I'm a faith follower and believer, and he is very strong in that. And that was kind of one of the things that we even talked about. When I asked him, like, oh, how are you doing? He was like, he responded, blessed and highly favored. And that's always one of the things for me and my family. Like, that's something that we just always say. Like, I grew up being a church kid, so that's me. But just that and the passion that he brings to coaching, and just even in us speaking, and me kind of explaining to him, like, I wasn't sure if I was going to continue playing or not. And then even for him to be the head coach, and for his own personal story of just us meeting, and him wishing he could work with me, and then having this opportunity. So um, there's definitely um, a lot already kind of there that we didn't even realize, kind of a small world
Right.
thing. But I really just really like his energy and just his mindset and beliefs that he brings to being a coach. And I definitely do think that it'll be a very interesting but like fruitful opportunity to be able to work with him.
Excellent.
Hmm.
So the Syndicate's home base is in the greater Austin area, and it's a
Yes.
pretty football crazed territory. So, how are you and the team building that early connection with Central Texas fans ahead of the May? I think it's May 2026 kickoff.
Yeah, so of course, like I said, Workman is really good with doing all of his marketing. So we've been to a couple of events already, just kind of getting the name of the team out there. And so we will be in the Austin area just as we continue to move closer and closer. I do know like there have been like a couple of different sponsorship deals and things like that. So our name is definitely starting to get out there a little bit more. We also do have a couple of camps coming up, so that'll be another good way to get our name out there. So we have a multitude of events and things that are just planned on the schedule to continue getting our name out there, getting more into the community, and not just that, but also giving back to the community because we believe that that's something that is important, and we just want people to know that like we're here and like we're here to stay. We want to be in Austin. We want to make a name for ourselves. We eventually want to stretch out to even the youth leagues and have a hand or part in that. So that's just one of the few ways that we're trying to continuously get our name out there, and let people know that we're here and there's football here, at least professional football here.
Outstanding. So the COFL is positioning itself as a double A type league for pro football,
Yeah.
faster, more creative. And now they coming out with this continental shift rule. So
Hmm.
as a quarterback, uh, what do you think of these changes? Now you're going to have to basically learn two set of rule books for one game.
Yeah, it's luckily I have some arena experience, so I'm actually kind of glad about it because there were a lot of aspects of arena ball that I was like, man, if we could bring this outside, like it'd be really tough to stop. Like just having the high motions and just the different concepts you can do with motions and routes. Like, I really like them, just because for a defensive purpose, I think that they're very difficult to cover and you have to show your hand a lot. So I like that. But I definitely do think that it's something that's interesting. I think the rule aspect is going to be something that's challenging because even just thinking and hearing about the rules and only having three downs now, like it's like, wait, okay, your mindset kind of has to change. But I think that it's really good for what the league is standing for and the direction that they want to go. Having now you have players that have outdoor film and also outdoor CFL film.
Hmm.
essentially, and even semi-arena film. So I think it just opens up the opportunities of where guys can go because now you just have a whole different platform of, skills that you can put on film and show to teams and, hopefully find a way to keep moving up. So while it is different, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be really cool because, like I said, there's a lot that you can do with high motions that I'm really excited about. And even the D line being a yard off the ball, I think that's weird, but could possibly, from a quarterback's perspective, work out better. Uh, you know, but we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, I do think that it's really cool, and I'm definitely excited for it.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to see that as well too.
Yeah.
So, do you think, as a player who has, Arena League, maybe even CFL League experience, do you think that gives them an advantage over players that have never been in that situation before?
Yeah, I definitely do think so. Just because I played the game in a different form and style of the game, and I think that's a big piece of it. Because just one of the things from arena is like you have to break the mindset of this is football. Like it is, but it's not, and you have to kind of change the way you see and view the game, and like things that aren't possible are, and things that are like aren't. So it's just you kind of have to, in a sense, break your idea of what the game is to be able to mold and shape into the new form of it and still excel at it. So I definitely think that it brings, me a little bit of an edge. I think it'll be interesting to see it now on a regular size football field. I think that'll be something that's interesting to work through, but even then, it's another form of having to semi shape, take pieces of this and pieces of that and put it together. So I'm
Hmm.
excited to kind of, see how that all looks and shapes out.
Yes, sir. So now we have recently been announced that San Antonio is going to be joining the CFL with the San Antonio Toros, joining the
Yes.
South Division and the
Yes.
same division that the Syndicate is. So we can see some really epic Texas showdowns right out of the gate.
Yeah.
What's your take on this budding rivalry? Because it's already started on social media where two teams
Yeah, I
are
have
out.
I have seen that. It's I love it. I think that's something, another piece of what kind of makes this interesting. Having teams and rivals that are so close to start out, I think that's a great way to bring fans into it and, kind of make it matter in a sense, give someone some form of bragging rights. And, if this continues to be a league and a thing that sticks around, like I think it can be a great, kind of tradition and like rivalry that started up. And I'm all for it. I love a good rivalry. Like I love adding an extra piece or component to a game to make it just that much more intense, to make it matter that much more. And so I think it'll definitely be something that's fun, especially since like my apartment is currently in San Antonio. So that would be really fun being able to either play here or then play them in San Antonio. And I know that there's going to be a lot of guys from that old San Antonio team that are going to be on both teams. So that'll be fun too, just to be able to play against some guys that I know. So I'm really looking forward to it, and like I really hope that the rivalry builds and like people really get into it. The fans get into it because I definitely do know that we will get into it as players, just because it's just our nature. So, um, so yeah, it should be really fun.
Hmm. So you're known for your accuracy and decision making in the pocket. So what is your go-to read on a defense when things get chaotic, and how has that evolved since your college days?
It's it kind of just depends. I think that if things are breaking down, and I'm scrambling around, that's where a lot of scramble drill kind of comes into play. And it's just more of uh, practicing and working that with the guys, because then that kind of breaks the whole play within itself. But even if there is like a simple play, like we'll say four verts, if it's four verticals and the defense either stops it well, I always look for a check down or to run, or then that's when that kind of that scramble drill comes into play, and then I kind of change into like a baseball player. It's like all throws are possible, which is sometimes fun and dangerous, but it's just kind of take what's there, and also understand that there's a lot of different situationals that kind of come into play, and I feel like that's how my game has changed over the years. I used to be very dangerous in I'm taking every throw that I can on the run.
Right.
But now, it's kind of changed into okay, like have that aspect of be that, kind of crazy baseball player, but then know the situation. Like sometimes, sorry, that plan's in there. Sometimes, no gain is better than a loss. So understand that, and then also understand 2 or 3 yards is better than no yards. So I think that's kind of how my game has just changed and evolved a little bit, just being a little bit more smart, but I still am also still a little bit of a crazy gunslinger. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of how I go about it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So, as QB1 for a
Mhm.
startup team, leadership starts with you. So,
Yeah.
how do you plan to rally a roster full of hungry post collegiate talent, many from Texas, into
Mhm.
a cohesive unit?
I think it's kind of two part. I think it does start with me, but I also think it's a lot of the head coach. I think he will set the tone for what the team is and what our heartbeat is and who we're going to be. And I think if guys are really bought into, our mission of wanting to continue playing and chase our dreams, then they're going to buy into that. And then I think for me, it's more about then taking that and being myself with it. Being a leader, I don't think there's like a certain way you have to be. Sometimes I feel as if it even means more if you're just yourself, authentic, and that's how. Sorry, I don't know if this is in the way. I'll give that a second. I live by a small airport. But like I was saying, I just try to be myself and, just like I said, focus on being me and being the best version of myself. And that's, how my take on being a leader. I don't think it's about being a certain way. I think it's just about being who you are. And if leaders are kind of natural. Like they say, leaders are born. Like you can't really make a leader. Like I think some people just have that thing about them where it's like who they are and how they are. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna follow that person. And I think it's just with being a quarterback that comes with the natural position. So I just focus on being the best version of myself and being, authentic with the guys and, even letting people know like I make mistakes and I mess up, but I'm still hard on myself. And, so I'm going to be hard on you guys because, I want to be great. You want to be great. Everyone wants to be great. So I think if everyone has that same mindset and, everyone's in line with what the coach is doing, then I just need to do my job and, you know, let the leadership just flow.
Outstanding. So, with the team still coming into shape and the
Mhm.
season looming, what's one bold prediction that you have for the Syndicate's 2026 debut, both on and off the scoreboard?
Ooh, on and off. Well, we're gonna win. That's not really a bold prediction. I think that's a pretty solid, level set prediction coming in. The score though, that's like one of the things I hate doing. Like I hate giving a score because football is crazy. Um, I'm gonna give a nice solid win of 24-14.
There you go.
A
Okay.
good solid win. Yeah, because there's going to be some things to work out. There always is. But and you're right. That whole fourth quarter shift is going to be so weird at first. Like
Yes.
I know there's going to be a third down where I'm like waiting for fourth, and like everyone's like, "No, like get off the field," and I'm like, "Ah."
Right.
Like I know there's definitely going to be one of those. Um, but yeah, 24-14, Texas Syndicate for the win.
Outstanding. All right. So to wrap this up, off the field, what's your cause that you are championing this off season, and how can viewers get involved with any organization that you're really passionate about?
My cause, uh, you know, my cause always for a season is to kind of just be a good influence to younger players. I've had a very interesting journey, in which if anyone does know, like I've been to four different colleges. You know, had to coach a year, went to arena ball, then didn't have a year, and now we're here. So I just feel like there's a lot to my story in which like there's just a lot of aspects and just different things I can talk about. Like I lived in four different states like every year and a half. Like not many people get to do that and like kind of restart and like how do you balance that? How do you continue working and growing and building different aspects? Um, and so I would say just, being able to be a pillar that, young guys can look up to and say, hey, like I've had a crazy journey. Everything's not perfect, but you can also still achieve everything that you've ever wanted to. Um, Following God and following your path and staying true to it and even yourself. And even if it doesn't work out, it's still okay because you never know how it's all going to work out, even when it doesn't. So I just, I would say my cause is definitely just going to be to anybody looking to, look up to someone or just anyone that's on a similar journey and, wants a pillar of like, okay, like this is a semi version of how to do it and then tweak it and make it their own. If I can be that, then I would definitely say that that's the cause for the year. And I know that our team ourselves, just we have different organizations and things that we reach out to and that we're a part of and that we try to help. So I would say just following along to our social media, you'll definitely see whenever we're partnering with anyone for any event or anything. And I'm pretty sure even on our trial, we have like a canned food drive possibly. Um,
Mhm.
or something like that, I believe.
Yes,
I should know this way better, but
yes, I'm pretty sure that the tryout in November, there's a
yeah,
grand food drive afterwards. Yes, sir.
yeah. So doing things like that and just seeing stuff, then you'll definitely see all the different organizations that we're a part of and trying to help, and then that way you can help because I don't know, I don't even know how bad it sounds, um, but yeah, that way you can help out and donate and see the organizations that we're helping.
That sounds good. Sounds good, Jeremy. I'm so excited for this upcoming season. I'm looking forward to
Yes.
seeing you on the field playing and doing all kinds of great things, especially during that crazy continental shift in the fourth quarter. How that works out.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited for it, and just this opportunity to get to playing outside ball because, like I said, that was one of my goals, and to be able to, have this opportunity, praying that everything for all teams continues to go through because we need people to play as well. So, the more the merrier. I'm all for it. So yeah, I'm really excited for it and excited to get on the field.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to seeing you. Well, thanks again, Jeremy, for joining me. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course, you have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. And that was Jeremy Hunt, quarterback of the Texas Syndicate, a member of the Continental Football League. If you found this interview to be informative and entertaining, please let me know by hitting that like button below. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel to keep up to date on all things San Antonio Toros, Texas Syndicate, and the Continental Football League as a whole in general. Well, I think that's it for this video. Until next time, San Antonio. We'll talk soon. All right. Bye.